Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy to announce this today. It's finally happened. We have broken above the $3 trillion psychological and technical resistance level on the total cryptocurrency market cap chart, and we've also done the equivalent of that on Bitcoin. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. This is a level that stems backwards from the 2021 all-time highs on the exact daily candle close and daily candle wick of the top, from 2.9 trillion to 3 trillion. And just in the last 24 hours, we've come upwards on Bitcoin after rejecting from it from a few days right here, about a week of rejections. We've breached through that level with a very, very powerful bullish candle, and we are on the rise here and on the run to all-time highs across the market. It's not just the Bitcoin and total cryptocurrency market cap chart that's seen light. It's also the Ethereum chart and also the altcoin market, which I'll make a video on later today in about 8 hours. But today I really want to focus on the leaders of the market, which is Bitcoin and the total cryptocurrency market cap chart. I'm going to take it from a fresh chart, a fresh slate, and dot in the lines you need to be looking at one by one. We'll be recapping what happened, and we'll be looking forward to the future and predicting what will happen next. Before we get into it today, guys, we have an exchange here that has never been hacked before in 3.5 years of being on the market. That is global non-KYC. You can sign up from anywhere in the world and use this exchange without a VPN. And furthermore, with my referral link down below, you can get a 15% trading fee discount attached to your account for life, as well as $8,000 plus USDT in trading rewards added to your account as trading bonuses for signing up with my referral link down below. This is big stuff here. It's an excellent deal. I reached out to them for partnership. They did not reach out to me. I don't get paid by them. The only thing I get is a referral link. And if you want all those things I just mentioned, which you should, trust me, I've done the scouting of the market, you can use my link down below to sign up. It takes 30 seconds and you'll get those rewards and bonuses, and you'll help out the channel. I appreciate that, guys. Let's get into the content. This major breakout did not happen out of nowhere. Bitcoin was doing something very similar to what it did during 2024. I won't spend too long recapping, but it is necessary to recap here just so you know what's gone on. We had a descending channel formation that encompassed the vast majority of the price action within 2024, a pattern of exhaustion to the downside. The exact same pattern, or the exact same type of pattern, it was slightly different. It was a descending wedge formation, was occurring here for about 4 months. You can see that descending wedge right there. It was occurring right on top of the peak of the last macro prior range. So we had extra support coming from that $70,000 to $74,000 region. We bounced from that support block, broke the wedge to the upside with a momentum shift on the daily chart RSI, and we've skyrocketed since then. Now, in the last couple of weeks, or the last 10 days, we did actually find brief resistance coming from the volume profile, which was the area of most resistance on the chart that I discussed countless times on this channel over the last couple of weeks. The $97,000 to $99,000 region, you can see that spike on the volume profile there, literally represents the area, as I said, of most resistance, the area in which the most historical trading volume has happened at that specific price point. And the fact that we were consolidating below that region was slightly concerning. I wasn't bearish, but I did say that a correction to the downside could be possible down to something like 88,000, maybe 93,000. We saw a correction down to 93,000 as that second scenario suggested. And from there, we managed to find enough support, enough momentum to shift back to the upside. What did we find at 93K? Well, $93,000 and that rough price region was important for a couple of reasons. One of them actually comes all the way back through price cycles. If we draw a line from a 2017 all-time high and cut it through the top of the 2021 highs, we can see that line also cut through the tops of our recent highs back here in December and January. We draw another line from 2021 highs and cut it through the bottom of our recent macro price range, and we can see that we have, as I said, a macro price range. I'll make these lines yellow just so you can see them very clearly. Between these two yellow lines is our prior macro price range through which we broke down from with a double top formation, but you can see that $93,000 level that we were struggling with, that we were fighting with while we were attacking that POC, that the area of most resistance at 99,000, 98,000 was actually our prior macro price range. So what Bitcoin's done here is bigger than just a breakout. What it's done is it's broken down from its macro price range within a descending wedge formation. It's broken that wedge to the upside after a flip of our prior macro support zone. And then it's come upwards, it's broken above the area of most resistance, and it's flipped our prior macro price range back for support as well. So our new major support zone on Bitcoin, I'll list the two of them. One of them is the prior area of most resistance, which is now the area of most support at around 97,000. That's an absolutely huge level for Bitcoin. And one of them is our prior macro price range in yellow, once again acting as support. Both of these levels, realistically, should be holding now for Bitcoin. It would be a little bit weird for Bitcoin to drop below both of these levels. I do assume that both of these levels will hold, and I do assume that we will break all-time highs on Bitcoin before we break both of these levels. At the absolute worst case scenario, Bitcoin could go down to something like 88,000, which is the neckline that we saw from this double bottom formation. But going down there, even, I would find a little bit strange. Anything below that, I would certainly find very, very strange. And at that point, it would be questionable as to whether the bull market would be continuing. But we'll discuss bear case scenarios if they do occur. There's a lot to discuss there. It's a very nuanced topic. Right now, I want to focus on what's happened. We've broken these critical levels. We now have them as support. What happens next here? Well, based on methods of observation, I don't see any clear-cut resistance levels between here and the top of the macro price range. I don't. There's no level here that's particularly clear. Maybe there's a level right where we are right now, something about 102,500. I do remember that being an important level in the prior macro range, but we've already kind of broken above that level. It looks like we could be flipping it for support right now, but I will leave a line there. Other than that, I don't see any clear, concrete, horizontal resistance to support levels until all-time highs. That doesn't necessarily mean Bitcoin will run straight to all-time highs. I do see some levels on things like the weekly chart RSI. You can see a triangle formation forming here. If we reach the top of that triangle, wherever the price may be, that will act as resistance, and perhaps we'll find resistance wherever that will be, and that will represent itself on the price chart, and then it will become clearer what's going on. But right now, I don't actually see any major medium-term level within our prior range that I'm extrapolating forward here, and that does lead me to believe that Bitcoin has a pretty decent chance of running to its all-time high, or at least to the all-time high region between 108,000 and around 110,000. Alternatively, we could form something new on the way, which is very possible. But overall, I think the position that Bitcoin has here is quite strong. There's no obvious resistance levels above like there was with that major area of most resistance down here at 98 or 97,000. That was a very, very clear resistance level. Another very, very clear resistance level was the top of the wedge formation. There's nothing like that currently. And basically every single thing I just said about the Bitcoin chart applies exactly to the total cryptocurrency market cap chart. The only thing that the total cryptocurrency market cap chart helps us with at this point is potentially identifying a short-term resistance level. On the total, there seems to be some sort of horizontal resistance at around 3.25 trillion, which is about, let's see, about 2.5% away. So if we're going, let's just say 2.5% away on Bitcoin, there would be resistance around this region, around 106,000, but it's not concrete. That's highly speculative. Overall, guys, it's been excellent to see Bitcoin make this move. It's a move we wanted Bitcoin to make literally since it first broke down. Literally thinks since this breakdown here back in February, I've been saying, okay, we need to break that $98,000 level. It's the area of most resistance it needs to go, and we've finally seen it. So it's great to see Bitcoin do that. It's great to see a follow-up on the total cryptocurrency market cap, and it's also great to see Ethereum not only follow up, but show dramatic signs of strength for the first time in a long time here. We'll discuss that in a video in about 8 hours from now, so keep an eye out for that. The 4-year cycle is still very much intact, and this move proves that. Never doubted it for a second. We never saw the breakdown below 70,000, which I said would be my cutoff point for believing in the 4-year cycle. We never saw that. So 4-year cycle is still intact, guys, and at this point in time, we can expect the end of the year, October, November, to be the cyclical top as per regular 4-year cycle. Now, look, I just want to remind you all, I don't have the authority to give you financial advice, and I don't want to do that necessarily, but don't get ahead of yourself, because a lot of times people have done that before, in this cycle, they've gotten wrecked in the end. So just because we've seen some green doesn't mean you need to sell the freaking kids and buy Bitcoin, but you're obviously entitled to do whatever you want. It seems as though most of you have been leaning bullish with me for the last few months, even during the peak bearishness of the last month or so. I still saw the majority of people being bullish, right? One big fake out was 42%. Start of the next leg was 58%. Most people were on my side there. So it's good to see the channel remaining vigilant of the TA itself rather than falling into the fear like a lot of people did. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Please check out the Bitunix Exchange. It's a global non-KYC exchange. It's never been hacked before. You can literally access it from anywhere in the world, aside from, I think, Hong Kong. That's about it. So no KYC, no VPN required. It's never been hacked before. Very low trading fees. I picked it for a reason. I actually reached out to these guys for partnership. They did not reach out to me. That's how much I like it. So with my referral link down below, you can sign up to this exchange and you can get a 15% trading fee discount, as well as up to 8,000 US dollars in rewards. Look at the bottom of the screen here. That's a big reward. So use my link down below. It takes 30 seconds to sign up. I appreciate it. You're helping out the channel and you're helping out yourself. Cheers, guys.